What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today is a very happy, sad video. We are pretty much entirely finished with our 2009 Dodge Challenger build. So today's video is going to be the compilation of every single video up to this date. So I have compiled every single video all the way from delivery day, shortened them all so y'all get pretty much just the main highlights, and I've put them all together into this one video. So if you're brand new to the channel, you're gonna get to sit down and watch this thing get transformed from day one all the way to where it is right now in this one video. And for those of you who've been here with us from the very beginning, you know, we're gonna get to take a trip down memory lane because we've had some memories with this thing. Getting it unloaded for the first day and doing that first initial troubleshooting really was a roller coaster of emotions. So it'll be a ton of fun to kind of go through and watch the key highlights of every episode. But yeah, our time with this thing has officially come to an end. This is our third giveaway build. So the giveaway for this ends July 1st. So this is really our last video for it. We will be making one final video, and that is going to be the delivery video of this thing to the winner. So you can go get entered to win this thing over on AtlanticBeachCustoms.com. Pick up a t-shirt, pick up some stickers. Every purchase you make will automatically earn you entries in to win this car. So once again, deadline to enter is July 1st. Winner will be drawn live here on July 8th. So you have a real shot at winning this car. All you have to do is go head on over to the website and buy anything there, you know, and then after that, you just got to cross your fingers and wait until July 8th. So if one of the entries you have is the lucky entry that is drawn, you will take this car home. So we'll come load it up on a trailer, deliver it straight to your house. All right, so without further ado, let's go get into today's video and let's go ahead and start from day one. So let's go back in time a little bit and start with the very first day that we saw this thing. On YouTube, welcome to another video. We got a super exciting one here for you guys today. So we are going to be taking delivery of our next build. So this is going to be build number 3. So we picked this thing up from auction, so you're going to get to see this thing get delivered on the car hauler, and then we'll do a full kind of walk around and inspection of this thing. So we'll see how it looks. So if you are new to the channel, we buy these cars from auction, fix them up, turn them into total one-of-a-kind cars, and then give them away to one of you. All right, so without further ado, let's go get into the video and let's check this thing out. Holy cow. So we were not prepared for this at all. I did not realize that this thing would be arriving today. So here it is. Wow. Can you believe it's already here?
It's so awesome. It's cooler in person than the pictures look.
This is the perks. This was at a Jacksonville lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we did not expect that.
It was a big surprise for us to, you know, get the call and find out they were out front. So we came running out as quick as we could, got the cameras set up, got the mic set up. This thing is dirty. So I guess tomorrow is really when we'll kind of, you know, take a full look at this. We're going to be going over everything with our brand new build. All right, you guys, here it is. You could see from those clips last night, this thing was just unexpectedly delivered. So we ran out, tried to get some footage of that, but it is the next day. We got Rob here. What's going on?
Hello.
So we're gonna kind of take a full look over this thing now because once again, we have no clue what we're getting ourselves into.
Dusty.
Yeah, it is very dusty.
Sitting on the lot.
I like the orange though. Like the paint looks like it's,
yeah.
Oh, hopefully it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it looks pretty decent under there. Sharp.
You got the louvers on there. These will be, I'll be taking these off. Yeah. I'll probably take these. Yeah, let's just take these off real quick.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at all the adhesive. Jeez. Okay. Oh my, it's so quality. Look at that, so much better.
How does it look under there?
Looks pretty good. Look, oh, the resonators are deleted. At the mid pipe right there behind the, what is that, an X pipe as well? I don't know if that's standard. I've never really looked.
Oh yeah, I can see it does look shiny.
Yeah, it's all new stuff down there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so it's definitely not a stock exhaust.
Yeah, for sure.
It does come with the nice Brembos all around. And the tires look like they're in pretty good shape. Same with the wheels.
Yeah, they don't. They actually haven't kissed a curb, at least from what I can tell. They look pretty good.
What is that? Alcoa forged. 6.1 Hemi.
The tires don't look crazy either, so he or she wasn't really driving on it too hard.
Oh, they even got the louvers on the side. Those came off much easier.
They look so much cleaner.
Ones did come with one key. Let's take a look inside.
Yeah. Good deal. Good deal.
Looks clean. What is that? We got, it looks like a razor. And
a booze lid.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm
Mini.
not sure what that is. So, but the seats look good. Like,
They really are in
that's
great
cool.
shape.
They even have like the little
Like even where
orange.
you would slide in on the bolster over there is in
I know.
good shape. Huh.
So we got the leather with some Alcantara suede in the middle, SRT embroidery. So super cool seats. I've actually never even seen these before. And it is a 6-speed manual. So from the auction, it was listed as an automatic. I could see this from the pictures. Let me give you the key. You're gonna have to
Manually open it.
yeah. I don't know if there's any power at all.
But the locks don't work?
I haven't even tried the locks. Nope, no power at all.
That's why the window's cracked, is because there's no power.
Yeah. Challenger SRT.
It's got brakes. I mean, it feels like there's clutch. I parked it in third.
How's it feel?
Pretty good. Yeah, this is sharp.
Let's see. Looks like we
Transit
got
honestly feels pretty good.
some floor mats. Got some weather techs.
That's cool. That's nice.
That is cool. These are the original ones too.
But from my experience, these things, they'll get away from you, especially in the 6-speed.
Really?
Yeah, they'll get away from you.
Oh, I can't imagine. I bet.
They're fun.
Dang, look at these back seats. Like this
These
thing's
cars
clean.
handle really good too for what they are, yeah.
Maybe a nice and wide to get
Yep.
a sweet distribution. The whole thing is
Dude, this thing's clean.
It really is. It's
Like,
in
look
actually
at the
really
inside.
good shape. It's in great shape, dude.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
This might be another
wow.
one, Brandon, I have to buy from you.
That's
what I was saying, dude. This is
especially
holy
with
crap.
the 6-speed. Like you don't see these
No,
often.
this is a beautiful car. Jeez.
Momentum,
Yeah.
like, fine for me.
Yeah, work the club.
Here we-
Take 5. This thing got the
Take 5. The Take 5
Jiffy
specialty.
Lube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Jiffy
That quick
Lube
5,
specialty.
Yeah. All right.
Dude, it looks like there's no serpentine belt.
The engine's been out before.
How can you tell the engine's been out?
The block's orange.
Oh, okay. So that just means it's been painted.
Yeah, someone had it out and painted it. Trying to see if maybe there's a locked up pulley, and that's why. But if I'm honest, it looks like someone might have just taken the belt off, oddly enough. See this? Yeah, see, this pulley's been, like, it's brand new, so the alternator's fairly new too. Yeah, it's CarQuest. It's from like, what is that, Advance, I think? I like this fact though, but where'd the filter? It wasn't even shot.
There's no filter.
There's no filter,
So-
and they didn't clip it, so there's no. Take a couple more peeks here. Oh, okay. So far, so good. No milkshake. No milkshake in there.
milkshake?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
No milkshake in there. So, if it does have a blown head gasket, we won't know because it don't mix. So that's a good sign. Wait, why are the cool packs out? Each one of these cool packs are out.
Oh, they are.
They were doing something. They were diagnosing something. So we're gonna need to grab all these bolts. Too bad there's no power because I could, well, the ECU might store some stuff, but it's probably been dead way too long. Battery in it and see if it, see if it has anything in it. Yeah, I don't see why not, but
Yes.
it ain't gonna run. Well, it might. I take it back. Dodges are surprising. Even though it doesn't have a single bolt in the coil packs, it still might run.
Do they even have?
It sounds like they do. You see anything down there?
Yeah.
You see
It's
plugs?
got, yep, it does.
Okay, all right.
Good old Hemi 16 plugs.
Yeah, love
That's
it.
crazy.
Love it.
Dang, I'm excited. I mean, it looks clean.
It does look clean. That's what's scary. And like,
That's what's scary.
it's
know.
always so scary when it looks so good and you don't really see anything wrong. There's no holes in the block that I can see when I took a peek underneath the car.
Huh. So once again, the auction listing, the primary damage was marked as minor dents and scratches, with the secondary damage being mechanical.
Yeah.
So should we try to get to the trunk real quick?
Yeah. That's
See
a
if
good
we can
spot to
get this
look.
battery.
See what else is in there. Let's see. Oh, it's got a sub.
Sub?
That's an aftermarket box. That's probably someone put in a system. Oh, there's no power. I can't get it out there.
Can you not even manually move it?
Yeah, this one's all auto. Oh!
There you go.
Yep. You got a little Pioneer. Oh no.
All right, so we are going to try to jump this thing. Wow.
Oh
What
my
do
goodness.
we have? Dude, what is up with this guy and all of his razors?
I don't know. That is a very good question. What's going on? What's all this?
We got the face and beard wash back here still.
Oh, look at this thing.
Carvana. This was a Carvana. We got the
Financed.
6.1 Hemi covers. These look clean.
Financed it for $31,000. Here's the belt. There's the belt. There's the filter. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, that's toast. Yeah.
Okay.
Battery.
Are
is
these
new.
all receipts? Like,
I bet
wanna
we could
keep
probably.
these.
Do you have? If we have a Trinkle charger, we can charge this up and probably still work. Yeah. Even though I've never heard of this brand, but
Gold Eagle.
yeah, it's probably a good enough battery to leave in here. See, here's the amp that's been hooked up. I thought. I knew it was weird that there's an amp on the back of the box, and then there's this old Rockville amp in here.
Thanks. So definitely finding a lot of interesting stuff with this one already. And I'm excited to go through all this paperwork. I'm gonna have to bring a trash can out. Yeah.
Yeah, this is sharp.
This is our first auction rebuild. We got this thing for 2,000
This is definitely
bucks.
the cleanest one I've ever seen. Most
Really?
of the time I ever work on these is they're just, stock. Typically like a doctor's wife
Yep.
or something like that.
Yeah, we
It's-
wrapped it, dyed the interior red. Oh,
Wow.
We did a lot of work on this thing.
That's a good job too.
Thanks. This is our first time doing it, so definitely learned a lot. But yeah, I think
that's
it
a
turned out
really
pretty
good job, dude. I'm gonna go up front and see if the dash is saying anything to us. Oh. Nah, nothing crazy. So we're not gonna try and start the car because we know dang well it ain't gonna probably run. Not with, I mean, it might.
No power yet.
I don't think so.
Nothing.
Put that in the ring.
There's
She's
something.
dead. Yeah, it's just so dead. It said damaged key.
It's a damaged key.
Yeah, because I'm trying to put it really close to the ring. It goes into all the gears
Really?
with the car's off, so when you turn the car on, and that's when we'll be able to tell
We'll
if it
see.
really has all the gears. But I
Yep.
think it does, dude. I think this car is actually solid. What it looks like is he just gave up on it because of the PCM, and
Yeah.
because I mean that is a car killer. There's cars out there all the time that get junked because of a computer. So.
All right, so we are now going to give this thing a full wash. So like with all of our other part one videos, one of the first things I like to do is do a full wash of the outside and the inside. So we're gonna give this thing a nice exterior wash, and then we're going to clean and quickly detail the inside. Wanna see how this orange paint looks when it's not so dirty. And it's such a cool color. But yeah, let's get this thing washed and let's get the inside cleaned. Okay, here it is, cleaned up super well, but this color looks so good. I believe it's called Hemi Orange. That's what this color is called. So overall, the paint looks pretty good. There are a few scuffs, a few little dings and stuff here and there. So you can see on the front bumper, it looks like right there, it almost looks like some kind of adhesive. So I'll see if I can remove that. But the rest of the front looks pretty good. All right, so let's take a look inside this thing. Now that we got it all cleaned up. You know, this honestly does look like a new car from the 2010 era. The interior is a bit dated, but with how clean it is, this thing could definitely pass as being a new car. All the door cards are in super good shape, no fading or cracking. Steering wheel looks super good. Got the speedometer going up to 180. Mirror controls. Does have the heated mirrors, which is awesome. I do like the print on this trim piece right here. If I get to focus, I think that's pretty cool. It definitely goes well with the vibe of the car. Another standard head unit. Your AC controls. You know, everything is simple, which I like. Super easy to use. You don't have to go flipping through a bunch of screens to get to them. This is definitely a driver's car, so this is gonna be a ton of fun. Got the 2-level heated seats, driver and passenger, cigarette port, 2 cup holders, and then a little slot right here. Pretty standard, small little center console. See, look at that. It looks like a new car. It really does. My favorite part about this interior are the seats. You know, like I've said before, this is, oh, I just realized this slides. That's pretty cool. But yeah, favorite part by far are the seats. I love these. I've never seen them before. I think it's super cool. We got them in the back as well. So definitely a super, super clean interior. Headliner looks perfect. I love how it's pretty much all black. You know, there's no silver trim anywhere in this thing. So I think the all black look and the black leather, the black Alcantara. This is our first Challenger. Always wanted to get my hands on one of these. Oh.
There you go. It's only got 53K.
Yeah.
And it freaking
53K.
has issues. I'm gonna do it one more.
You can't even, wow. How are you feeling? Rob's smoking. So this is going to be your guys' build. So I want you guys to pretty much determine how this build is going to go. So I've already had you guys vote on a few things. So you guys did vote on the wide body kit and you did vote on the Demon Hood. I already got both those things ordered, but now I'm gonna need you guys to decide the color, what kind of color or look you're going for, ton of other stuff. So we are leaving it entirely up to you guys, which I think will be super fun. You know, you guys are awesome. I cannot thank you guys enough. And I just wanna thank you all so much for 25,000 subscribers. We just hit our 1-year mark of YouTube. So I cannot believe that we hit 25,000 subscribers already. So thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love this community we have, but let's go get into the video and let's get this thing up and running. All right, so we're trying to see if we can get this thing fired up today.
I think it's just somebody was working on it and
then they
gave
weren't.
up on it. Yeah, they just gave up on it. At first, honestly, we should probably just hook up some power and see what happens.
Yeah.
See if we can get the
See
key
what
to
it
do
does.
something.
Okay.
All right, I tightened up the battery back here. We can go ahead and hook up the jump box.
Yep.
Here's the
Key
key.
is right there.
There we go.
It does.
All right, she's hooked up.
All right.
Your jump pack is not fully charged, but
It should be decent. I charged it last week.
I charged it last week. Should be good
We're in
enough.
neutral. We got a button.
Yep, it's got a button, which is weird, right?
Oh, you can pull this button right out.
And then stick it in there.
And we can put the key in there.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Let's make sure here.
Here, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me look at the crank. Do it again. Do it again. It is turning slowly. So yeah, it's not locked up. That's good. It's not fully locked.
How would you know if it's locked?
So when he's turning it over, the crankshaft down here, this big pulley, as long as it's moving over, you know, it's not locked
Really?
up. The fact that it was slowly rotating means that it's at least not completely seized. It's a step in the right direction.
Well, I hate to say it, but all those bolts we just put in, I think our best course of action
Take
is
it out. See, when we first got to the car, this was already undone. You know what I mean? Remember? So I'm wondering if somebody already did this exact same thing.
And that's why it ended up at auction.
Well, that's what, yeah, so I was gonna
we're
say,
a
that's what
little
worries
late.
me. Yeah, we're a little bit behind where someone probably was.
So we've got NGKRs in there, and they
they're
are
all
wet. Fuel on there.
So the fuel injectors were doing their thing.
So if we don't have a crank signal, it won't fire the spark plugs.
And it'll just dump it.
And it'll just dump fuel.
Okay.
All of it. And oh, yep, these are Chinese injectors.
They have all been replaced.
Yep.
What is this on there? It's red. Uh-oh.
What does that smell like?
That's transmission fluid.
What?
Oh, they were trying to unlock it.
This motor was locked up and they put transmission fluid in the cylinders.
Yep. See though.
This might get expensive.
This might
Oh
be-
boy.
Yep.
More transmission fluid on this one. You can see the red around the base right here.
Bunch of transmission fluid on that one. They filled that cylinder.
Wow.
They had to. We're catching up to where the last guy was.
All right, let's see what she do.
Yeah, that ain't moving. Let's see if it goes the other way.
Yeah, she didn't do anything. If you can't get it to move, I'll say screw it and we just keep, you know, let's go bump it and see what happens with the plugs out. See if maybe it'll free up.
Oh no.
It's locked up.
It won't go either way.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
Dang.
Hit it with the starter.
All right.
See what happens.
See what she'll do.
Yeah. Just watch out from there.
I'm so nervous.
Yeah. Do it again. Nope. Not even moving now.
There's no oil dripping, so there's not like a hole in the block.
There's not a hole in the
anywhere.
block, and there's no marks for burnouts, so
Yeah.
it's probably just a highway car that locked up on the highway.
Really?
Yeah. Dropped a valve or something.
Dropped a
Lord
valve,
knows.
or because the belt slung as soon as it locked up. So
That sucks.
yeah.
ATS.
Transmission goes through all the gears, and in the end of the day, you know, when we're pulling the motor anyways, might as well do a clutch.
Might as well do a clutch.
Drain the coolant,
This will
oil.
be a fun one.
It's gonna be fun. We'll have to pull the front clip.
Yeah.
This sucks, man.
That does suck.
Dang.
I was really hoping
Me
to hear this
too.
thing fire off.
I know.
Too.
Well, chat, we're cooked.
We're cooked, chat. We're cooked. Big L, chat.
Big L. Just for today. Just for today.
Just for today. Yeah.
But yes, as for today, today is an L.
Yep. It's gonna be some hard work, but we'll get her done.
This is gonna be one menacing Challenger.
It is. The body's in great shape.
It is. It is.
Like, it is a perfect car for a build. There is transmission fluid in every one of them. They were trying everything.
They were trying hard, man.
All right, you guys, well, we're not off to a great start. So what we're gonna do right now is actually go head on over to the store, start on tearing this thing apart. So we're gonna tear it down, see what we're looking at, kind of see the extent of the damage on this thing, and kind of go from there. So let's go get all of our stuff and let's get to work.
Awesome. Thank you both so much. Yeah! 2-ton, baby. Look at that.
All right, you guys, here we go. So we are going to start taking this thing apart. So first step, we're going to have to push this thing all the way out, past the Chrysler, turn it around, so that way we can back it in.
Be heavy.
It is gonna be heavy.
It weighs as much as a small pickup truck.
Yeah, and the traffic is awful over there, so we can't really go out
No.
into the road.
Definitely not. We're gonna have to do the grass idea.
So heavy car, no power steering. I think we could probably do it between the four of us.
Place your bets now.
Yeah. 4 scrawny. Yes, we got it.
So yeah, let's get this thing pushed out, get it pulled back into the garage, and let's start taking it apart.
So the fluid up here shows that it shot out from in here when they were putting transmission fluid into the cylinders to try and free it up. So I think in the process of us pushing it, at some point releasing the clutch while it was barely rolling might have freed it up, because where else would all of this transmission fluid, automatic transmission fluid in a manual car, come from?
So
I
you're
don't
just
know.
gonna try to manually crank
Because
it?
I didn't hear
gonna
a
see
hard clutch kick or... Right, yeah, at this point we're literally pulling it out anyways.
I mean, it moved a little. It hit a wall, but it moved a little.
Yeah, it might have moved a second, but.
Oh, there it goes.
It moved?
And
It stopped.
It's entirely too tight.
Yeah.
It's moving.
It is moving. It is moving. Hold on, let me get the camera. It's moving.
It's tight.
But
Too tight, but
regardless,
it's moving.
yeah, something's still wrong.
Have a good battery.
So there's a chance it might fire up right now?
That's a little
Small
bit of a
chance.
stretch,
Okay.
but-
That's, yeah, it's being very
But
generous.
this is still progress. It moves now.
Is that working?
Yeah, it's rotating. Yeah, it's rotating. Oh, she getting better. She getting better.
Really?
Yeah. That or I'm getting swole.
Ah. I get so claustrophobic
When a cave
too.
diver. Or my squeaky boots.
Nice.
Trade you. We're making noise.
Oh,
The key's on.
The key's definitely on.
this is the most action I've seen ever.
Hazards are on.
No, that's a blinker.
Yeah, it's a hazard. Where is the hazard?
Oh, is it hazard? Should be right there.
There we go.
Yep. Okay. How
Brake
you?
lights are on. That's why the battery's dead.
Oh, brake
Oh.
switch. There you go. It's only got 53K.
Yeah.
And it freaking
53K.
has issues. Someone was real hard
53,000
on
miles.
this car, brother. Someone was whipping this thing.
I mean, that's kind of.
That's what you get it
for.
Yeah.
That's what you get it for.
All right. See what
Okay.
she does.
You ready?
Yep, we're good.
I'm gonna do it one more time. Just rotate it again. Try and get the rings to do their thing. Something sounds funny, but
It sounds funny, but we'll see.
she was locked up like Fort Knox.
You know, we
Really?
let that.
Yeah, she
We
was
let that
locked up,
fluid
dude.
sit in
It
there.
did, yeah. And we
That
took the
long
plugs
enough.
out, and it actually maybe they didn't take the plugs out when they poured that crap in there.
They probably poured it.
Just poured it straight in the cylinder. Like, y'all seen this on YouTube.
They had to get it in there through the spark plug holes, though.
It was soaking us every time we pulled the spark plug out. It was on top of the plug.
You're onto something. Maybe they just left it on top of the plug. Maybe-
Because when we got to the car, it was still what? Disassembled completely.
Yeah.
So
They didn't care.
they
to
didn't have
put
enough
anything-
time. Yeah. They were like, "Yep, I'm out of here. Screw it."
I think it'll work. Oh, dude,
Are you
that's
kidding?
crazy. I mean, we pushed it around for no reason if it doesn't.
No,
but
we pushed it around to free it up.
that's true. Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
if
sure.
we don't know. Yeah,
We'll take it.
we'll take it.
Evidence.
push.
That's true. And
Look at this.
Just now starting.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Oh, let's get this thing fired up.
Yeah, dude, it's
Oh
gonna
my
be cool.
gosh. Now there's a little bit of hope that we
Okay,
might
hold it there.
just be able to get this thing
Oh
fired
yeah,
up
it's gonna
still.
reach, brother.
All right. What are we looking for?
We're gonna
I
go.
see the threads.
That's awesome.
I see the threads. I see a piston in there.
What she look like?
It's got some carbon on it, but not terrible. It's not
Black, a
broken or
little
anything.
bit. This one looks probably the same.
It's a little darker.
Fuel.
Yeah. Can't see
Feels
the wall on that one. And making sure there's no deep gouges in the cylinder walls.
All right, where the plugs at?
Yeah, let's get the spark plug on.
So
You wanna
we
blow it
got
up
some
this way?
NGK G-Powers. So yeah, let's see if this will do the trick.
All right, so what we're gonna do to start it out is we're gonna fully mash the gas so it doesn't start. And what it's gonna do is build up the oil pressure, clear out whatever junk is in the cylinders, and we're gonna be able to tell the compression as well. Because once that throttle body opens, we'll be able to hear how it's firing on each cylinder.
Wow.
That's a rod bearing.
That's a bad noise.
That's a, whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, that's toast.
Yep, she's dead.
But it started.
It
It started. It started.
That is from the transmission fluid.
Wow. Jeez.
So that's transmission fluid.
Yep. Watch
Yeah,
out.
burnout stainless steel. Did you miss it? Oh,
We could try it again and see if it comes to life, but
that squeaking is a lack of lubrication somewhere. Usually that's a piston on a cylinder wall, or it could be one of the bearings on the crankshaft making that
rubbing,
sound.
yeah. Making
But,
a friction.
One of those bearings got really hot and deformed, causing a
Yeah,
lack
that's
of
transmission
lubrication
fluid.
Now.
That's all transmission
Yeah,
fluid.
This smoke is from the last guy trying to free it up.
Really?
I think we should try and let it run.
I think
honestly.
so too.
I can ventilate this.
Yeah, put a fan on. We only get in cancer. It's okay.
Just a little bit.
Mountain Dew does that.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Itself.
Yeah.
Woo!
My eyes.
He's just in there breathing it like it's
Yeah,
nothing.
he's just like, woo.
That'll wake you up, man. I'm telling you.
Now the neighbors are gonna be like, it's on fire.
It's all blown right back.
Wait, give it a rev. Yeah! Woo! Wow. Oh my gosh.
Go.
Come look at it. You can't even, wow. How are you feeling, Rob? Rob's smoking.
My eyes are burning.
Wow. That is crazy.
The easiest way would be to just get a new motor,
That is the easiest way.
but that is expensive for one of these.
Expensive one.
Like $6K for one of these? Come on, man. That's insane. It's insane. For a used motor that we're taking a gamble on, it's kind of crazy.
She will be back and in better shape than ever.
Yeah, that's
So,
the goal.
That's like, this thing is a diamond in the rough, so this is
Yeah.
definitely a car worth fixing up. We're just gonna try to figure out exactly how to go about this. Drop
Fairly
the pan,
affordable.
get new bearings,
Yeah.
then that, and then
Hope
hope
for the
that.
best. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, I figure we should at
Plastic
least start
gauge?
with that.
Yeah.
Before we count out the motor, I would like to try that.
yeah.
Is there gold in there?
That's common.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think.
It looks like it.
It's about as much. It's about as cost as much as that's gold. I tell you that. You're gonna spend as much as you would on a chain.
What do they call it? Babbitt?
Oh my
That's the
lord!
Babbitt
Wow.
off the bearings.
Yeah, look at those
At
chunks.
the very lightest, that's 1540.
Yeah,
It looks pretty.
Real
That
pretty.
looks cool.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Smells like money, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Money going down the drain.
Right there.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Come on out of here, Goober, and look at this. Goober did the work. I just had the idea. In here and see what else I find.
Pop.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Is she toast?
Oh, she might be, brother. That is some bearing, brother. That is some
That's a
bearing.
lot of
I'm
metal.
gonna keep digging. Oh my.
Oh,
Yep.
look at all that.
Bearing, bearing, bearing. I think it rolled all of them. I think it rolled every one of them.
There's only one way to know, and that's pulling all the caps out, and we're already this far.
Yep, you're right. We're going to do that. So. Wow.
So the
There.
rod bearings are inside of here. The connecting rod has a loop on the end, and inside that loop, it has a bearing between the crank journal and the connecting rod. So this is the connecting rod bearing from cylinder 3. It spun the bearing so bad that both sides to the bearing ended up with each other. And you can see this part that ended up on the inside is paper thin right here.
There's some really bad marks at the top.
There's a lot of bad marks on this. This
video. Let's get this thing fixed up. Let's get it running and let's continue with this build. All right, you guys. So we are heading out right now. We're driving about 3.5 hours down to Jupiter, Florida. We are going to pick up a replacement 6.1 engine. So I've been looking all around on Marketplace and online, and you don't really see many 6.1s for sale, especially some that look like they're in good condition. So hopefully we can throw the new engine in this thing, fire right up. But yeah, we're about to head out and we're gonna go pick this thing up.
Here,
It is.
I gotcha. Oh, got the socket.
Wow.
Why you don't lower your trucks, guys?
But it looks so good when you do.
It does look good.
You know, I'm a lower truck guy, so this is what
Oh yeah, yeah, that's good.
I didn't drain it. I didn't.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's
it's
good.
original
See that?
oil,
Look.
Obviously, go through it.
See how it kind of bumps back? That's the actual compression showing. Ours didn't do that. Ours did not
Oh, it's
do
totally
that.
shot.
Ours was not
I mean,
good.
there's a-
Definitely cleaner looking in person than it is in the pictures for sure. Yeah, it looks really good.
I'm trying to figure out how to use. There's a car I want to buy, but it's on IAA.
Oh, I haven't ever done one of
Their
those.
shit's so much nicer.
It is.
There's your Corvette build over there, bro.
C6.
Damn. And then out. Yep. All right. Good on that side? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it'll slide once we get it unhooked, yeah. It's in the pipe.
You got the plug or the socket?
Yeah. One of them in here.
Look,
Gonna need them, but that's all right. It's a good thing we got brand new ones.
we got brand new ones. Yep. How's it look?
Pretty good. It's good. Looks great. Want to take a peek?
All right, you guys, we just picked this thing up. So as you can see back there, we got it right behind Rob. Checked out pretty well.
Yeah, it honestly looked really good. The spark plug I put up here, it don't look that bad. It honestly has a good burn. It looks like, you know, just typical, probably like 30K on it. As soon as it hit the compression stroke, it literally, I'm talking, it almost bounced my arm back. That's
Wow.
how much compression it has. But I made sure it was compression and not something else. And it rotates completely over. So before you know it, we'll be giving her the beans.
Have this thing up and running. So before we do any performance upgrades, we just want to see if this thing runs. So we're gonna get this home, fit it up in the Challenger, fire it up, see how it goes, and then go from there. But I'm excited. We're making some good progress on this thing. So yeah, let's do it. And we picked up a replacement 6.1, but we are going to be working on installing that thing in the car. But yeah, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, we'll get this thing fired up and out there on the road today. So first thing we're gonna do is work on removing a few of these things. So while they hop underneath and start disconnecting some more stuff, I am going to remove the entire front bumper, the front headlights, as well as the hood. And you guys from a recent poll did vote for a Demon hood. We already have that one. So we'll go bring that out and we can install that in this video if we get everything wrapped up, but we'll at least show you the Demon hood. So I think that'll be super cool. But yeah, we got a lot of work ahead of us. Let's get this thing back up and running. Okay, so just got the intake manifold off.
We had a little mouse action down here.
A mouse nest.
And it looks like it's been apart before, because usually this would stay on the bottom of the manifold. It's not uncommon for them to fall off, but all these rubbers are, this one's torn, this one's missing a piece, and that one's gone altogether.
So it looks like maybe Rob was indeed right. It was taken apart at one point.
There you go, Rob.
Right, you guys, so we're making some good progress over here. I'll show you what we're up to. What we're about to start doing is clean up this engine. We have some new parts for this coming, so we're not really gonna get to a lot of that until later this week, but we're gonna start cleaning up the replacement engine. We're almost at a point where we can take out the current one. So you gotta pick it up, undo those bell So, making good progress. Yes.
You want to go this way or that?
All right, you guys, we got the engine officially out. So next up, what do we got planned with this thing?
Next up, we're going to take all the best parts off of this engine and put them on that engine over there.
So what are some of the things we'll be taking off?
Well, we're definitely going to need the clutch and flywheel either way.
Yeah, regardless.
That engine came from an automatic, and
And the bolts, because
This is
always
not-
remember that the bolts are different
the bolts
From an
are
automatic
different.
to a
Standard.
manual.
Yeah. The flywheel's thicker than the flex plate on an automatic,
Mm-hmm.
so they have longer bolts.
So we'll take that off.
We're definitely going to need that.
We'll get our brand new spark plugs out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're going to
freaking
keep these coil
$200.
packs in case some of them decide not to work on the new engine. Pretty much what we're going to do is take the good stuff from here, make it the good stuff over there, and clean up everything we can in here to get it all ready to be nice and pretty for the new motor.
Yeah, and we are still gonna keep this. We do have plans to rebuild this one actually. So yeah, we're gonna keep this, set it off to the side for now. How confident are you think we can get this thing rolling today?
I'm pretty confident.
Pretty confident?
Probably about 80%.
80? Wow, okay. It's pretty good. Pretty wild looking in here right now. So we got a lot planned with this thing. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, share this video with your friends. But yeah, let's get to work and let's get this thing fixed up. So we've gotten started with taking this thing apart.
We've got our balancer off, we got our timing cover off, we got the water pump and all the accessories off. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna drop the oil pickup tube into the oil pan, which we will be taking the oil pan off later, but not on the pallet. And we're gonna go ahead and knock out the timing set and oil pump replacement.
I got a Melling high volume oil pump, so we'll be swapping that out.
The difference
found
between
another issue.
difference between an automatic and a manual.
Setback.
There is a pilot bushing in here instead of a bearing or anything because it's an automatic, and there's no real shaft needed to go in here at the time. But with the manual, if we go over here, you'll see that there's a bearing, pilot bearing.
Yeah.
And this is what keeps, you know, the transmission shaft aligned perfectly and everything. The other motor doesn't have that because it's an automatic. So we're gonna have to weld a nut inside of that bushing, not this part of the crank, but the bushing that's set inside of the crank on the automatic engine. We're gonna have to weld a nut to the very center of it, use a really long stud, and go into it to press out that little bushing that's on the automatic so we can run a pilot bearing in it.
So besides that, how does the swap look? Does everything for the most part carry over?
Straightforward, yeah. Everything else is straightforward. Literally, that's like the only thing that you will encounter from what we can tell so far.
So far.
Yeah, so far. But everything else looks identical. All the parts are identical. Everything else is the same. It's just going to be this little freaking sleeve in here. Inside looks really good though. Pretty usual for a used engine, you know what I mean? Valve seats are all good, so it hasn't been burning oil or anything, so that's a great sign. It all looks pretty clean, considering, you know, it's never been opened.
Yeah, awesome.
Good.
This guy's gonna be the fun part.
Yeah,
Getting
getting
that setback right there.
Yeah, we got to weld a nut directly in here, point, you know, every 6 point has to have a weld.
And then we're gonna run a big bolt to push against
Straight
the crank
into the
and
center.
draw our FedEx.
Yep.
Hey!
There's our parts.
He's gonna be like, you guys, you needed this, huh?
What's your name?
I dare you. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Atlantic Beach Customs. So
Yeah.
check us out. I'll give you a little shout out.
What was that?
We're gonna give this car away.
I gotta be the winner.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay.
It's got to
All you
stay in
gotta do is
Jacksonville.
answer, bro. Put it
Yes,
in there.
you saved the day with the delivery of these.
Yeah.
You did. You saved it. Let's
Free
go.
right there, right?
So appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
You too, bro. Thank you. I just hang out.
Beautiful.
That's it.
That was money right there, dude.
Right, you guys, making some good progress. So
All we did was weld a nut inside of here, put a bolt straight through, and then just kept cranking it until it worked this little bushing out. No cutting, no chiseling, none of that needed.
now we're throwing up this oil pan gasket, nice and clean, nice and new. So getting one step closer. So what do we still have after this?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty much ready after this.
We could not be doing this without these guys. So drop. Excuse me. So, so drop some W's in the chat for Tyler and for Rob. These guys are absolute studs. So.
So as it runs, it's going to suck the coolant down, and we need to top it off. If we put that cap on there, it'll build pressure, and then we won't be able to open it without making a volcano effect.
Okay, so fingers crossed. I'm optimistic. I think it'll fire right up and it'll sound good.
I'm optimistic. I'm not
think
even
so.
crossing my fingers. It's going to run.
No, it's going to run.
It's going to run.
Like I said, it's going to take a minute for it to start up. We'll hold it wide open so it builds oil pressure, fuel pressure, all that jazz, and then
we'll actually fire it
we'll
up.
actually fire it off. But just like I said, hold it wide open, turn it over, let it build up pressure and everything.
And it'll probably still smoke, right? Because we still
Yes.
got trans fluid. Yeah. Okay.
Highly likely.
All right.
Not quite as planned, but it sounds good.
What are you checking for?
I'm making sure we don't have any leaks. The only thing we got is transmission fluid leaking out the tailpipe.
Again.
Sounds pretty good.
What's that sound?
Sounds like we got a little bit of an exhaust leak on it.
Okay.
Once it gets warm, we'll snug those bolts back down, make sure everything's sealed up right.
Wow.
Okay, we got some pops. Kind of scared me when it crunk up and went straight to wow.
I know.
Scared me. I was like, oh God, why are you floored?
Wow.
You aren't supposed to run with the gas on.
In hindsight, we
throttle
might should have pulled an ignition fuse.
Yeah, in hindsight, we probably, or a fuel pump fuse, something, but.
No, fuel pump, it would have still ran. You shut off fuel.
because of the freaking-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the cleaning solutions we used are actually flammable, so that's why it ran. But hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah,
It worked out.
It worked out. Ready?
Yep.
We got 99 PSI.
We're either doing great or we got a bad sensor.
Yeah.
We'll see what that does. Got a little bit of tick.
Dead.
Yeah, she got a tick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
As it warms up, the tick is quieting down. Your brake lights are on again.
Good work, dude.
I appreciate it. We worked
Rob?
hard today,
Yeah.
all of us.
Good work.
You guys earned this one.
It's always a good feeling when you put an engine in and it runs great.
Yeah.
It works.
Especially going from one that literally could not have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, no, that's like 3 steps from worst case scenario. We could have took it with that other motor straight to the road, did a big old burnout, and it would have put a nice window in the block. That would have been worst case scenario. And in my mind, that's 3 steps. Out of the garage, to the road, smoky burnout, hole in the engine block.
Yep.
It was that close, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is wild.
Let the people know those noises are unrelated.
Wow. Oh, this thing's gonna be an absolute blast. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, you guys, well, we're gonna end the video right here, so hope you guys enjoyed it. This build has already been full of ups and downs, but I cannot believe by video 3, we got this thing up and going. So we'll take it out on the road in our next video, get some driving clips, do a few other things, but you know, we've made huge progress and in such a short amount of time. All right, you guys, well, we did it. We got this thing running again. So in today's video, I'm going to start with fully putting this thing back together so we can go take it out on a drive. So I do have the new headlights and the Demon hood right here. So I will be installing both of these. I can't believe we already got it back up and running. So super, super excited about how this build's going so far. Enter to win this car. The giveaways are what help us keep these builds going. You know, we're still small enough on YouTube where the YouTube revenue doesn't even come close to covering the cost of these builds. So by entering those giveaways, you give yourself a shot at winning these exact cars that we build, and it helps us out tremendously so we can keep them going. But yeah, let's go get to work. Let's get this thing reassembled and let's get it out on the road. Right, you guys, so this is where we're at so far. Got the front pretty much fully reassembled, you know, with the exception of obviously of the front bumper, headlights, and a few other trim pieces. What I'm gonna do right now is fit up the headlights and then reinstall the front bumper because I wanna see how this thing looks with the Demon hood, the new headlights. A lot of you mentioned that you wanted new headlights. This is something I was hoping you guys would ask for as well. So I figured that I would just go ahead and pick a set up and install them while we have the front taken apart. So these are the updated style that have the 4 daytime running lights, and they are the RGB ones. So you can either just use the daytime running lights as the regular white, or like our previous Charger build, you can change the color of the DRLs to pretty much anything. So yeah, let's get those new headlights thrown on, and now let's see how this thing looks. All right, so here's a look at the hood with the headlights. So I don't have the headlights fully wired up. I have to get some different bulbs for those, but I'll show you how cool these are. So we got the daytime running light rings around both of these. Yeah, pretty simple design. So the high and low beam comes out of this right here. You know, this right here is once again just hollow, so airflow goes through that. This is the turn signal one, and then they both have the LED DRLs on the side. So I'll go turn these on real quick so you guys can see them. But that's a look at what the turn signal looks like. Looks like it is even sequential, which is super cool. And then you can see the daytime running lights in there. And these are, once again, customizable from a Bluetooth app. So you can go through and do any color you'd want for the daytime running lights. So here you guys can see there are the red DRLs. Here are the blue ones. It's got all of the other colors. So we've got green, pink, you know, everything like that. So what we're gonna do now is actually get this thing fired up, get it out of the garage, take it for a spin down the block. What do you think?
I'm so excited. I know every time you ask me what I think, I say the same thing, but it's true.
That is very exciting, especially with
everything
where
about
we've
this.
started. All right, well, you wanna fire it up and see how it sounds?
Mission mode.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yep, fire it up. Okay, while we let this warm up, I'm going to go move both of those cars, get them out of the driveway, and yeah, we'll take this thing out. So let's come take a look at this thing, but it is sounding perfect. Idle's phenomenal. We don't have any more of that transmission fluid. All of the temperatures are good, so it's looking great. It sounds super good up here. We don't have what sounds to be like that Hemi-Tick anymore, so I think we are pretty much good to go. You know, we just babied it to the gas station. We got the full fresh tank of gas in there. Our first videos looked very bleak with this thing. It's already starting to take shape, you know. I love that Demon hood. So glad you guys decided to go with that, and I'm excited to get going on the rest of it. You know, the wide body, you know, updated taillights, and then all of the other mods and stuff we're gonna do. We got a lot planned with this. Getting it in good running order was the first step, and now that we have that done, it is time to get to more of the fun stuff. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is swap out these taillights. So I've got the brand new updated ones right here in this box. So we're gonna get the new taillights fit up. This is probably the one that I am most excited for because, you know, these taillights definitely look super dated. I've never really been the biggest fan of these. So yeah, excited to swap this out. And then it will kind of complete the look of the car for the time being. So we've got the Demon hood, still have to fit up that insert piece right there. But we got the Demon hood with the brand new headlights. So as soon as we get these new taillights fit up, it will honestly look like the newer gen Challenger. So doing things as small as the headlights, a new hood, some taillights, really does take these 08 to 14 Chargers and make them look like the brand new ones. You know, at least exterior wise. And I do love that these ones are full LEDs. So once again, these ones just have the bulbs in here. So I'm gonna turn the lights on real quick so you guys can get one last glimpse at what these ones look like. We'll fit the new ones up, turn them on, and see what those look like. Okay, so here's what the taillights look like. So when they're on, you can see we've got 4 bulbs in the middle light. Those are your turn signals, so nothing fancy at all. You know, it's literally just got 8 bulbs in there outside of the reverse lights. Okay, so I'll show you guys where I'm at. It does require a little bit of splicing, so it comes with these 2 cables. These come off of the taillights, so I just ran them up underneath the liner all the way through. And then same thing with this one. You won't be able to see it because it's nicely tucked behind the liner, but I had it come up and here it is. So this is the one for the passenger side tail lamp. So I'm gonna run both of those wires through this pack. They are a little bit short, so I'm gonna have to cut these, splice in some extra length, and then I'm going to run both of them through here. So they'll pop out with these wires and then they'll connect up to this middle part of the taillight. So these are those 2 little connectors we'll have to be plugging into but then we also have to take this black and yellow wire and wire it up to the original connector as well. So this will just plug right in, but we'll take the black and yellow wire, and then we have to splice into the black and the green wire right here. So you have to do a little bit of wiring, but nothing too bad. But I am so excited to see how this is gonna look. I did want to go with the smoked ones. You know, no matter what color you guys decide with, having the all black is gonna look awesome. Because I also do have some black LED side markers. So we'll have the smoked taillights, the black LED side markers, and then the headlights have the black housings as well. So I think that'll look super cool, make it look a lot more modern and just really clean having that black. So yeah, I'm gonna work on the rest of that stuff for this middle section of the taillight, get it all hooked up, and then we will test them out. Guys, here it is. I left my mic back at my house, so hopefully the audio is not too bad here, but want to give you guys a little walk around with the hood installed to the headlights and the tail lights. These three things already made a huge difference for the look of the car. So here's a look at those daytime running lights. Once again, these are the RGBs, so you guys have seen. You can change the color of those to pretty much anything, which I love, but having those DRLs really does make it look like a brand new Challenger. And then coming around to the back, I'll show you guys the taillights. Huge improvement. And I love that they are smoked. So I don't really have any problems with visibility during the day. You know, the red is still super easy to see, but then when the lights are off, it just looks totally blacked out. So it's black all the way around that bezel. So I think that's super cool. Let me actually turn them off real quick. So I think that looks super cool. And you know, the black smoke will look good with any color. If you guys have not been participating in the polls, make sure you go check out our community section. We are running a bunch of polls for you guys to decide the new color for our Challenger. So we've already done quite a few colors have been voted out. So we've already pretty much replaced all of the exterior lights with LEDs. This front bumper we will be replacing with a new Hellcat one, so we're not gonna even be doing anything with those fog lights down there. But yeah, let me turn on the turn signals so I can show you guys what it looks like. So we got the two sequential lights up here for the front, and then we've got the sequentials on the back as well. So I think that is a super cool feature. So yeah, I honestly could not be happier with how those three little exterior mods turned out. Really does change the entire feel of the car. You know, this thing does not look like a 2009 Challenger anymore, at least from the outside. You know, it'll be super cool. This thing's gonna look like a brand new wide body Hellcat, but at its heart, it is a 6-speed 6.1 liter. We're going to be doing a complete interior transformation as well. As some of you might have seen from our last video, we just got the carbon fiber steering wheel installed. So we've got a lot of stuff in store for this. guys, we got the wide body wheels back. So we already got the front two on, and take a look at how good these things look. I came across a deal of these that I could not pass up, so I got them brand new. These are 20 by 11s with a 0 offset. So there's a look at the amount of poke we've got versus the factory one, which sits in. So there's the difference right there. You can see these rear wheels are tucked inside a little bit, and those have a little bit of poke, nothing too crazy. And then I just went with the factory wide body tire size. So these are 305, 35, 20s. So once again, it is a 20 by 11 wheel, 0 offset with 305, 35, 20 tires. So what I'm gonna do right now is actually start this thing up, and I'm gonna see if we've got a full turning radius, see if it hits on anything, because yeah, that's the real moment of truth, to see if these things will actually work without, you know, any kind of modifications. So I guess we'll find out right now. Okay, so I honestly think we're good. Right now, the tire is just barely hitting this fender liner, but that's because the front bumper's not on. So once we get the front bumper on and we get all of these clips back in, they'll probably be about right there. And so we are at pretty much a full turn, and we've got, you know, 2 inches of clearance. So I think these things will work. So I'm gonna work on fitting those back 2 wheels up. But yeah, that's a full turn right there. So I think that we'll be good. All right, so something else I forgot to do is I'm going to install some new valve stem caps. So you can go pick these up on our website, $5 for a set of 4. So these are something small that make a really big difference with your car, and you will earn 1 entry into the Challenger and the Charger with every order. So once again, these are $5 on our website. So go pick a set of these up for your car, and you will get an entry and to win both of these. So here's a look at the factory ones. These are just the original plastics. You know, these are nothing flattering. So we're gonna be swapping these ones out with our nice black anodized ones. All right, you guys, I'll show you the progress we've made on the front bumper. So this thing is quite a pain. You know, it is just these plastic pieces. We could not get this middle insert piece to fit up properly. So it's this piece right here. The clips just were not working. So what we ended up doing was we ran a thin layer of caulk on the inside right here, and then also right here as well. So you won't even see this once it's wrapped and everything. And it is a super, super thin line. You know, Jared, my dad, used to be a painter, so he's a wizard with this stuff. You know, did a super good job with that. So it's not even gonna be noticeable by the time it's done. So before there was a gap, you know, some of the clips were not holding on properly, so it was loosening up. But now it's gonna be super nice and secure. So that was a little bit of a pain with this. So we do have the lip right here. Cannot wait to get this thing fit up. We do have the grill pieces, have the headlight trims, and then the brace or whatever that's called. And I do have some other parts. So not gonna get to all this stuff in this video, but I wanna show you guys. I picked up some awesome quad exhaust tips for the Challenger, as well as some rear diffuser fins. I'm gonna try these out. These are just some universal ones I got off of, I think, Amazon. So we're gonna see how well those look. But with the front bumper, we got an RGB SRT logo. So I am super excited. This is gonna be fit up on the top grill piece right there. You know, we can color match this SRT logo to the headlights. So I'll show you a little update with the front bumper. So it did not go quite as expected. I should have measured all this beforehand. I did not, unfortunately. So as you can see, I got the original wheel back on here. You know, the bumper lines up pretty well with the exception of this top piece. So we're gonna really have to do some troubleshooting with this right here. You know, these factory rivets that came with the kit are absolute garbage. They don't hold that piece in. But even if they did, you know, we still got a pretty big gap right here. We're definitely gonna have to figure out something with this. You know, I don't know if it means messing around with the front bumper a little bit more, trying to get it to pull up a little bit, or if we have to make a little trim piece that will go in here. So that's definitely gonna take some figuring out. And you know, like I mentioned earlier, that's just kind of one of the risks, you know, running with these aftermarket kits. It's nothing too bad, honestly. You know, the sides do line up really well, so I'm super excited about that. So having that little gap right there over the hood is not the end of the world. We'll definitely get that sorted out. But the real issue is the fitment. I got this first wide body flare just temporarily taped on here, and you can see we have a pretty crazy amount of tuck. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is way more tuck than I was anticipating with these. And I did make the mistake. I got these with a 0 offset. The wide body ones are a negative 2.5 offset. So I should have gone a little bit more aggressive with the offset for these. You know, I definitely do not want to leave the wheels like this. You know, going through all this work, getting the wide body kit fit up, it really would be a shame to leave the fitment like that. So what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm gonna take these wheels and throw them on the Charger. I wanna show you guys how well this actually turned out with the Charger. So I got the first wide body flare just once again temporarily taped up to the Charger, but you can see with those wide body wheels, it's perfect with the all-wheel drive setup. This will show you guys the difference between the all-wheel drive fitments versus the rear-wheel drive fitments. And with this one, you know, same wheels, same thing, but since it is all-wheel drive, you can see it's almost flush. It even pokes a tiny bit. So the all-wheel drive really does push those wheels out a little bit further. And if we come over to the front, so I love that. I would definitely rather have a little bit of poke than a little bit of tuck. Now it's honestly just a matter of seeing if these will rub. You know, with the all-wheel drive, I'm not sure if these wheels will fit. So make sure you are subscribed. This will be coming in our next video. So today's all about the Challenger. So in our next video, we are going to work on getting the wide body fit up for this Charger. And that's where you guys will find out if this setup actually works. All right, you guys, so we just got the car pulled into the garage. We do still have to figure something out with this front gap, so we're gonna try to start troubleshooting with that, but we're also in the meantime going to start working on getting the flares and everything fit up. And I am going to be adding some wheel spacers. So we will not be leaving wheel spacers on this thing, but as you guys saw earlier, the original wheels that I got were not quite as an aggressive offset as we need, so that way this thing does not have any tuck. We'll be getting some new ones here for the Challenger soon. But just for the time being, I'm going to be running some wheel spacers. So that way, once we get the wide body all fit up, it's not gonna look super goofy and have, you know, an 1.5 to 2 inches of tuck. All right, so working on this first flare right here. So the kit comes with these 2 pieces for the flares. So this is what is supposed to get screwed into the body. So it'll go something like this, and then you put screws through that attach it to the fender, and then it has these little notches that you will clip in. So what we're just trying to do right now is figure out the best way to start fitting these up, because I'm not entirely sure if we want to screw them in. I know that's kind of what everyone does, and that's probably the safest route to, you know, keep these flares on. But, you know, it does kind of hurt a little bit drilling screws into the body, but we definitely do not want these flares to be coming off. All right, so we're starting up here with the front bumper. We got this little trim piece set up. I think what we might do with this is glue it and maybe do 1 screw down here. Our top priority is this Grand Canyon right here. Here.
Some ideas, since we got pretty good doing Bondo, we're gonna see if we can actually take this edge, and I'm trying to mimic what it would look like with the tape. So we're going to Bondo the front bumper. It extends out to about where the tape would go.
Yeah.
So this gives us an idea of what a suitable gap would look like. So if we could get it looking like that, where you don't see the top of this, it'll just flow nicely. I just pushed it down a little too hard. And the good news is that we have this on the back. Like, I'd be nervous doing Bondo because it would break and crack, but because we have this ledge,
yeah,
we have
that's
something
true.
that we can work on,
we can
that
build
gives
up
it some stability to build it up.
Yep, for
exactly.
sure. So I think that would be good. If we can mimic this gap from like there to there, if we could do that, then I think that would look super good. But now that we got this side pretty much good to go, you know, those lines look good, I think we can start fitting up the wide body flares over here. So this is what it looks like. Yep, oh good. Nope, you're close. Let's, there you go. Nice work. That's gonna look nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And the kit does come with aftermarket side markers because, you know, they're almost L-shaped. And then there's what it looks like with the flare. Wow.
Like,
This is so cool. Wow.
yeah.
So take a look at that. This is just a little idea for what this thing's gonna look like. It's going to look like a monster. It's gonna look insane.
Cool.
So
They really did a nice job on these to follow the body line right there, the little cutout dent. I'm impressed with what they did. That's money.
So now what we're gonna work on is trying to make a trim piece right here, and I'm also going to be installing our rear diffuser fins. So with this wide body kit, it does use the factory rear bumper, and so these diffuser fins I got from eBay. You know, I've always been intrigued to see how these look, so this is my first time installing these. So it is kind of an experiment. If these do not look good, if they don't fit up too great, then we obviously won't go with them, but I think it'll look good, and it'll definitely add some aggression to the rear bumper, because the front is going to look super aggressive. And then, you know, with the rear, I think it'll look super good to get those diffuser fins and then also get those quad exhaust tips. So the back will look great, the front will look great. I am super, super excited for how this thing's turning out so far. All right, just got these diffuser fins finished and they look so much better. So this is just a cool, cheap little mod, you know, that I think really transforms the rear end of these cars. You know, these rear bumpers are pretty plain. There's not really a whole lot going on. So, you know, getting those diffuser fins, I think really adds a really cool element to it. And once again, I think it's gonna look insane with the new quad exhaust tips, the new spoiler, the roof spoiler, the wide body. You know, I think all of that is really going to come together and look awesome. All right, so this is the next day. We are about to take all these clamps off, see how they look. But yeah, I think this is gonna work super well. You know, that stuff dries rock hard. We did end up doing one screw down there on those. This piece glued down perfectly. So it's completely nice and snug. You know, this is not gonna be falling off. So got the hood all finished. All right, you guys, well, here you go. Here's a look at the full wide body kit. So once again, this is all temporary. Nothing outside for pretty much the front bumper is set up for good. So all of these flares will end up taken back off when we wrap the car. Wanted to get it out to kind of show you guys what it's gonna look like. We got the wheel spacers on there. Once again, these are temporary as well. Take a look at this front bumper line. This turned out insane. So you can see a little bit of the sheen difference. So Jared did a great job bondoing this thing. So as you guys saw, we just basically built up a layer to extend the front bumper out. This we're still working on as well, so it'll be sanded and buffed. We'll get a few more layers on this. Take a look at how much better that gap looks. You won't see any of those rivets, and it's just gonna be a nice equal line. Looks so much better than what it looked like before. Not really for customers. We have a YouTube channel, so we buy them cheap from auction and then fix them up. But what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. We got a crazy one for you guys here today. So as you just saw, we just did the full exterior transformation on our Dodge Challenger SRT8. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking it down and showing you basically the entire process. You're gonna see the full transformation from start to finish. And it's a crazy video. There's a lot going on, so make sure you stay till the end. Okay, so here we are. Let's get right into today's video. So we are working on this complete build as well. You know, we're building this alongside the Challenger at the same time. So we're gonna be running these things head to head, and we're going to be Hellcat supercharging this thing. So we've got some crazy stuff coming up to the channel with our Dodge Charger pursuit. But yeah, getting into today's video, Jared is finishing up some of the body work. So we still have a few of the flares left on here when they were temporarily fit up for our last video. So what Jared's finishing up is the Bondo right here for that front bumper. So as soon as he finishes that up, we're actually gonna pull the car over in the driveway, give it a nice thorough wash, take off the rest of the flares, kind of disassemble the rest of it, and then we can pull this thing into the garage and start wrapping it. So right now we are running the stock wheels with 2-inch spacers, and even with the spacers, we still get quite a bit of poke. So you can see right there. So we actually just picked up a fresh set of some new wide body wheels. So let's get these things opened and let's take a look, because we're gonna be installing these in today's video as well. All right, so these are just the factory wide body wheel specs. Super excited to see how these are gonna look. They look insane, they look so good. And I think this style is going to look so good on our Challenger, especially when this thing's kind of blacked out. It's gonna make a huge difference. Okay, so we got the Challenger pulled in the garage. You know, we got it all dried, but we're gonna let this thing fully dry overnight before we start wrapping it. But take a look at how great these wheels turned out. And I think it will be really cool. I was looking at a set of satin ones. I ended up going with the gloss, and I think the gloss is gonna accent against the satin wrap super well. So I'm excited to see how it's gonna turn out once we get this thing fully wrapped. We have quite a bit more poke than we did with even 2-inch spacers. So we had 2-inch spacers on this thing with the original wheels. So took the spacers off, took the old wheels off, and we ended up getting a little bit more poke. Take a good look right now, because this is probably one of the last times you'll see this thing orange. You know, this Hemi orange is such a cool color. But yeah, definitely excited to get this thing wrapped. So we'll wake up first thing tomorrow and get to it. All right, so here we go. We are now officially ready to start wrapping this thing. So we're gonna have to remove these mirrors and the rear spoiler back there. But besides that, we can pretty much wrap the entire car as is. So I wanna try to make a little bit more content for those of you who wanna see more of the behind the scenes stuff and more of the how-tos. So later we are going to be dropping another video of this thing, and it's basically going to show you all exactly how to wrap one of these things. But yeah, today is gonna be mainly focused on the full exterior transformation. So I do have a few other little parts we'll be installing as well. But yeah, let's go get to it. So I think right, so just got the hood wrapped, and I think it looks so much better in satin black. You know, this satin black just looks so striking, and I love how you still get a little bit of that sheen on there. I think this car will honestly go pretty quick. Okay, here's a little look for where we're at right now. So we have pretty much this entire side finished. And we got the hood done, this front fender, this door, and then the rear quarter panel done. So the only thing left I really have to do for this side is wrap the door handle. I have to do a little trim piece right in there, so that way you don't see any orange. We are going to be doing the door jambs. So for our interior transformation video, that's when we'll be taking care of this. And then yeah, man, look how good this Charger looks. This blue is insane. So I am so excited to see how this is gonna look, because once again, the Challenger is gonna be fully black with blue stripes, and this thing is fully blue with black stripes. So we're gonna be using the same exact blue for the stripes on the Challenger. So these cars are going to be completely reversed, which I think is gonna be so cool to see. You know, blue Charger with black stripes, and then black Challenger with blue stripes. But there's just something about this satin black on this Challenger that makes it look like a muscle car. Like when you look at it from right here, it just looks like a mean classic muscle car. And that's a big reason why I've always loved these Challengers, is I feel like of all the muscle cars out there, this is the one that, you know, has stayed the most true to the classic ones. You know, the body is almost identical. So seeing this thing fully blacked out with some blue stripes is gonna be so cool. So yeah. Actually about to get going on the stripes. So Jared just did the knifeless tape right up here for the hood. So we're about to start with that, but we got pretty much this entire side finished. Cannot wait to get more of this thing finished. You know, get some of the flares wrapped, get those installed. We are working on the mirrors as well, so we'll reinstall those as soon as we're done. But yeah, it's looking great. What do you think?
I cannot wait to see this up next to the Charger. It's gonna be such a cool duo.
It brings back a lot of memories with the first Pursuit.
Yeah, they're gonna be a mean pair.
So yeah, so we're gonna work on getting these stripes run on the hood real quick, and then we'll just continue it down, and let's get this thing one step closer to being finished. So give you all a quick little look with where we're at right now. So we've got this full side pretty much entirely finished up. We just finished up the stripes actually on the entire rear end of the car. So we have the stripes right now going from the hood to the roof, all the way down to the rear bumper. We just got the rear bumper fully wrapped. So I'll show you all those. I'm also going to unbox the 2 spoilers we have that we'll be installing in this. But I actually got my good friend Tyler here. So for those of you who've been around from the beginning, you might remember Tyler. We did a video on his truck out there. But we still have to wrap this front bumper up here. We've got to get all of the flares wrapped, get the flares installed. But we got these stripes going along the entire hood, the roof, got this entire side wrapped, continued the stripes on the trunk and the rear bumper as well. I've actually got the 2 new spoilers right here, so we're gonna work on getting those fit up, kind of get an idea for what it's gonna look like. But I think these stripes were an absolute must addition. What are you thinking so far of how this thing's looking?
Seeing these next to each other, that's why I'm getting a nice perspective here. Like just the opposites just mirroring each other is gonna be mind blowing. Getting them out on the road, getting some shots of them driving. I can't wait to ride in an all-wheel drive, supercharged,
I know. Hellcop, yeah, Hellcop. It's crazy. So we've got pretty much all of the parts over here that we need for the supercharger swap. So we're planning on documenting the entire process. So we're gonna show all of you every part that you need and then showing you basically how to install it all. So stay tuned for this. This will be coming up next once again for our Charger build. But which one would you say you're most excited for? Charger or this Challenger?
You know, I've always been a fan of the Challengers. It's been my favorite Dodge for a while, but throwing the supercharger on the Charger is gonna change everything. Yeah. Oh God, it's gonna wake it up so much.
It really will. We are going to wrap this passenger door right here, but what I want to do with this door is we're going to wrap it live. We're going to see exactly how long it takes us to wrap this door from start. No pressure. So what time is it? It is 2:47.
Okay, the time lapse is going.
Do you have the piece?
Yeah.
Do you have the magnet?
No.
Oh, there's two right there. Yep. All right, right before we start, go show the camera what time it is again. Okay. Since it might be a little later.
Till 2:47. So
it'll probably be about 2:48.
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna go quick, but also try to obviously do, oh, not off to a great start.
I get nervous when it's...
Okay, 2:47 or 2:48, ready?
Do you want a magnet?
No, I think we're good. I think we'll be able to fly through this.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to wrap around the door handle. That's gonna take a little bit more time. I forgot about that.
I'm not good under pressure, so it's not an activity that is conducive to how I like to work.
Let's just take off the rest of the backing.
Okay. You sure? Let's just get out of here.
I'm all crinkled.
Oh, look, where's the heat gun?
You need
Told you.
Crank City over there.
Doing this live is a whole different ballgame. It started out, there was a time where I was probably the master rapper, and that quickly went away, and now Brandon is way faster and way better than I am at rapping. That's why I like time lapses, because you can't really tell that the whole thing's waiting on me. Dang it.
Okay, I'm done with my side.
What? Well, I definitely had the harder side of the door, too.
Why is that?
As everybody knows, up here towards the front, it's a lot harder.
Can we get a fact check on that?
I think in the comments we'll definitely hear people corroborate that.
I'm gonna start cutting. Dang it, I should have had my blade ready. Oh, look at that bubble.
Ooh.
Can we get a time update?
There's another one. 2:53.
So it's been 5 minutes.
I should have changed out my blade.
Oh yeah, you never want to be cutting with the dual blade. We're probably gonna be breathing all heavy in the mics.
Don't make me laugh, I'm on a cut. 2:58.
Ah, so it's already been 10 minutes.
10 minutes. What did you say we'd do?
I was shooting for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Really, we're probably like 30 seconds away from...
Outside of the door handle.
Okay, so I'm gonna pop this open. If you wanna tuck that bottom piece, I will get this right here.
When we started, panels would take us 4 hours. Remember?
No joke, a door would take us a couple hours. Well, I gotta open this.
Oh, it was 3 to 4 hours.
For a single door.
Yep.
And they would not turn out good either.
We'll have to try and find a picture if we have one of our first door. That's where Crank City came up.
Crank, yeah. Okay, and time.
2:59. So.
Wait, let's see.
Oh, it just hit 3. Dang it.
Okay. Here you go. So yeah, about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah, these are nice because it's a nice flat once you get past the curves.
Okay, well we have one door left. Well, I guess a fender. So we have one fender left. We already have the mirror done. So we gotta wrap the fender, wrap the door handle, wrap that top roof trim piece, and then wrap the front bumper and all the flares. So
Okay.
still have some more work to do. We'll probably just cut to some time lapses for the rest of this. Once again, stay tuned. We will be posting a longer form video, kind of showing a more detailed install of this. But yeah, this thing's looking insane. It looks so cool. So let's get this thing finished up. finished up these stripes right here on the spoiler. I love how they turned out. I think it really did complete the look. First reaction.
Let's take a look. I can come over here and then. Oh yes,
what do you think?
That's awesome. Absolutely. And with the color shift, the way the blues play, like, oh, I love it.
So let us know down below what all of you think. I love personally how it turned out. I think having the full gloss black spoiler, you know, breaking up the stripes on the trunk looked a little off, but I think continuing the stripes on the spoiler really looks incredible.
I love the gloss accent.
Yeah, the gloss is cool. You know, we got the gloss trunk spoiler, roof spoiler, and then the wheels as well. Oh, we could reconnect the battery and close the trunk now that we're done with the doors. Because then we can really get a good idea. You know, having the trunk popped open like that, it's kind of hard to see. So why don't we reconnect the battery? All right, let's see how this looks. Also, I love these. For disconnecting batteries, you can pick these up on our website. It's a little 10mm ratchet keychain. We got them in black, silver, and iridescent. So go pick a set of these up. Oh, wow. I like it.
I love it. I think just the way it is. Look at that.
Man, this thing's coming together. Seeing it all black right here. I love those taillights. Those blacked out taillights look so good. All right, so we have 2 of the flares right here wrapped. These are both of the rear ones. So I think we're actually gonna fit those up right now. And then yeah, still have the front bumper to do, all of the other flares. So after we fit those up, we might just cut to the finished product and you will see the full transformation here very soon. Let's get to it and let's get this thing finished. Okay, here we go. We got the Challenger completely finished up. So I got the Challenger and the Charger here, and take a look at how insane this thing looks. And look at how they look together. This is probably one of the coolest Mopar duos out there. So yeah, we'll give you all a full walk around of this thing, kind of show you everything we did, but I honestly could not be happier with how it turned out. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I'm just permagrin. Unbelievable. We went and took
crazy.
These things out today, and it was nothing but people turning around looking.
It's insane. And it's cool because I feel like that blue really suits the Charger, and then the black really suits the Challenger.
Are y'all Atlantic Beach Customs?
We are.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
You guys know it?
Yes. I tried to win the other Dodge.
Did you?
Did you actually? Wow.
Well, good. This is July's and that's August giveaways.
That's crazy.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Find us just on YouTube at first.
You guys live like right by me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for stopping
That's awesome.
by.
Yeah. Good luck.
When they started taking shape, I was like, oh, these are gonna be so nuts when we get them together. And here they are.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep, this was the vision. It is so rewarding, you know, the amount of hours that go into just the wraps alone. Jared and I have been pushing probably 12, 14-hour days this week to get the Challenger done. So it's been a grind, but seeing them finish like this is super rewarding. I honestly just don't really have many words. It is so cool. Honestly, don't know which one I like more at this point. You know, after we got the Charger wrapped, I was certain that this one was gonna be my favorite, but getting the Challenger finished, I honestly don't know which one I like more. So let us know down below in the comments, which one is your favorite? Because yeah, I'm having a hard time deciding which one I like the most. I just go back and forth. I think having the gloss black wheels against the satin black wrap really makes for a super, super cool look. And then the blue stripes just really complete it. Ooh, a McLaren right there. Wow. That's so... That thing is clean.
What's that?
Not really for customers. We have a YouTube channel. So we buy them cheap from auction and then fix them up.
I'm sorry, I interrupted your film.
No.
Not at all. This is what we love doing. Like, we're out here for subscribers and people watching, so.
Definitely. I'll be like, well, Stella, you can get one, save your money, and you get one from the Atlantic
Yeah. You want?
God bless. Have fun.
Awesome.
And I love the fact that you can change the color of the headlights on both of these. You know, I feel like the red looks super cool on the blue, but the cool thing about having the black wrap is, you know, even with the blue stripes, you can pretty much pull off any color for these DRLs. But they really do make the craziest duo. Super crazy to think that this is actually a 2009 Dodge Challenger. You know, the everyday person passing by would never know that this thing's over a decade old. But that's what I love about these cars is, you know, you can get these body kits, you can get the updated lights, and you can take one from the early 2000s and make it look exactly. You can see, pretty eventful night here at this Gate gas station. And these things draw a lot of attention. So if you win these, be prepared to have people stopping you everywhere. Wow.
They're spectacular. There's no.
They really are.
There's no other word to describe these two cars, and especially next to each other. It blows my mind.
They complete each other. They really do. And it's so cool seeing them inverted like that.
Like, this is Mopar heaven right here. We've picked up probably 10 or so new subs.
Yeah.
So if you haven't subbed yet,
yeah, if you've not hit that subscribe button, make sure you're subscribed. You're not going to want to miss everything else we've got coming.
Like, how does it keep getting better? And that's what I've been wondering. Brandon did the first one, and in my mind, I know many of you dropped this comment like, okay, how do you top that? And then he does this. And then I really was like, how do you top that? Like, I'm actually legitimately nervous. How do you compete with that?
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure to keep putting out these crazy builds. And I think they just honestly keep topping each other. You know, this thing is insane, and this thing's insane too. We got one of our comments on our Dodge Charger transformation. It was actually one of the most liked comments. A lot of you who liked the Challenger more saw the Charger transformation and said you like the Charger now. So really intrigued to hear which one you guys like the most now that they're both completed. Because yeah, it is really hard to choose. I cannot choose which one I like more. I like them both for different reasons.
Like, when it comes to getting your car and when that time comes.
If I were to choose one, I think I'd honestly have to go with the Challenger.
Oh,
I don't know. I love the black. I love the blue stripes. And, you know, with it being a 6-speed manual and the SRT8 trim, I just think it's a little bit more unique. But that will probably change as soon as we Hellcat supercharge this thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be crazy. It's crazy out here.
Crazy night.
Yes, Instagram and YouTube. I appreciate that. My phone's dead, but as soon as it's live, I'll follow you back. But yeah, we're on Instagram, and if you got a YouTube channel, if you wouldn't mind dropping a sub. Yeah, but yeah, we actually build them up and then.
Nice.
Which one do you like more? We haven't started on the interior yet on this one.
He does a
so you
YouTube
can see,
channel. So we
you know, they took out all the police equipment on here.
31,000 subs on YouTube.
Congratulations.
So yeah, thank you.
Is this a Hellcat?
It's a Pursuit.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
It's got the V8. You want me to start it up real quick?
Thank you. What's your name? Nate. Okay. Thank you, Nate.
I haven't hooked it up yet, but yeah, it does have the LEDs
Do a
and
shout out.
stuff.
Well, go jump in there and just take a look. This one was an old
It's a V8
so
cop
we
car.
haven't done the
Yeah.
interior transformations yet. We've just done the outside. And he hasn't even supercharged this one
So,
yet.
and then that one is an SRT8. So this one is a police car, but this one is an SRT from the factory.
Nate, you're
so
awesome.
this one,
Thanks,
the
man.
interior is complete on this one.
Thanks for
But,
subbing.
yeah, you can sit in if you want. Those seats are super comfortable.
What do you think? Oh, you look good sitting in that seat. Isn't that steering wheel cool? That's one of my favorite parts, is the steering
The
wheel.
light, like the headlights? Oh, off of eBay.
See, there
everything,
you go.
yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yep, this
That
one
is
too.
how
This
you
is
do
actually
it.
a retired police car.
They want a rev. Can I do it?
Yeah. Oh, really?
What did you do?
But
I thought it was like the one interior. I forgot what it's called.
So what you got, the demon hood?
It's like
yes.
mad.
Yep. Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, you'd never know. This is a 2009, and you'd never really know that's a police car. See you guys.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by.
Good luck. Take it easy. So which one do you like better between the two? I was just asking those guys, and they're split.
Yeah.
They're a split
Y'all
decision.
did an awesome job on this car. I would never thought that. But I like those spoilers. I seen a guy, but you did a good job on this car to be a police car. But see, the only thing about the all-wheel drive, you can't smoke them out.
I know.
Yeah,
that is the one downside of them.
Yep.
But they hook.
So what y'all gonna do with the shifter? Y'all gonna leave it up there? Y'all bring
I don't know.
That's a good question. We have people that
We got a lot of people asking us to switch it because we are going to be adding a center console.
It's a lot of work to do that.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that console shifter, it is different for sure. Show him the rack in the trunk.
Oh,
this one
yeah.
Came with a couple extra things from
But
it.
I know the police car to gear hard and the run hard.
But left that in there and then a little
That's
lockbox
for
too.
all their electronics.
The electronics.
And this is a lockbox for.
So
And they come with a full-size spare, right?
I honestly don't even know.
Oh, no,
I guess this one didn't. Yeah.
But suspension's different, right?
Yeah,
the
suspension
brakes are different.
The brakes, it's got the upgraded brakes, and then there's something with the cooling. But yeah, then we got YouTube. So YouTube's just Atlantic Beach Customs. But yeah, the website, atlanticbeachcustoms.com. And so that's where, you can go buy a sticker for $5, go buy a t-shirt, and you'll get entries in where I've got a shot at winning either of these two cars. That's what's fun. It's totally random. We just use a third-party random, number generator. And just takes all the entries, randomly draws one, and whoever has it wins the car. But yeah, we still have the full interior customization coming up on both of these and a few other parts as well. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not yet subscribed, and make sure you go get entered into the giveaways. Everyone's got a shot. You could literally go buy a $5 sticker or a t-shirt, and you have a real shot at winning either of these two cars. But in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of an interior transformation on this thing. So since it is an SRT8 trim, it already has a pretty cool interior, so we're not really going to be doing a whole lot to it, but we are going to be doing a few little mods that I think will really kind of freshen the thing up, make it feel a little bit newer, because after all, this is a 16-year-old car. All right, so without further ado, let's go get into today's video and let's work on this interior. All right, so let's take a look. Here is the backup camera for the Challenger, so we'll be needing that. And it looks like this is just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. Actually, here we go. These are the LED ambient lighting. So these will be super cool. We're definitely gonna need these for today's video. All right, and then here's a quick little look at the updated head unit we got. All right, and here we've got the Starlight headliner. This is something I'm super excited for. This is honestly, I think something I will probably end up doing in every build, because if you don't like it, you can simply just turn them off. But these Starlight headliners really does make for a super cool driving experience. All right, up next, we've got this. So this is actually a complete dash cam setup. So I've been looking for a dash cam for a while now, something that I want to use in all of the cars. Came across this Viofo one, reached out to them, asked them if they'd be willing to sponsor us with one, and they said sure. So here we go, let's check this thing out. So here's a quick little look at everything that comes in the box. So huge shout out to Viofo. These guys definitely live up to the ratings just so far from what I've seen, and I cannot wait to get it all set up. So let's go work on installing all of this, and then I'll get you guys some footage from all three of these different cameras. So now we'll take this longer cable running this cord all the way up to the front. Super easy. Definitely a job that anyone out there can do. And then all I have left to do is wire up the battery protector and then install this Bluetooth remote control. So we're all set with the dash cam. So last thing we have to do with that is just get some clips. Gosh, I love this thing. I love this car. It is so much fun to drive. I can't even tell you guys. The thrill sitting behind the wheel and driving a 6-speed SRT8 Challenger, especially one that looks like this. It's so much fun. It is so much fun. I can't wait to see which one of you is going to take this thing home and see your guys' face for the first time when you see it.
I like your car! I like your car!
Thank you!
I like your car!
Thank you! So I think that's probably what I'll start with right now, is just kind of working on getting everything taken apart. And then, you know, from there, we'll just kind of get each of those things installed one thing at a time. So let's go disconnect the battery on this and let's work on disassembling the entire thing. This is one of my favorite products that we sell on our website. It is a 10mm ratchet keychain. And so this is perfect for, you know, stuff like disconnecting batteries and, you know, just on the go. You never know when you'll end up needing a 10mm. So it's super small, really high quality, really comes in handy a lot. So you can go pick one of these up off of our website, AtlanticBeachCustoms.com. Every one of these you buy will earn you 3 entries into win the Dodge Challenger. All right, so I'll show you guys what we're working on right now. So we got the headliner out right here. We've got the full list of everything over here that we'll need. So to do the Starlight headliner, you're gonna obviously need the kit itself. So this is the power for it. Comes with the remote. These are all of the little fiber optics. You're gonna need some drill bits to drill into the headliner, some hot glue to glue them down, and then, you know, a Sharpie to kind of mark out the holes. So the way it works is, first, what I'm gonna do right now is kind of section this off so I know how many stars go where. Our kit comes with 500 stars. Basically, I just have to try to think of how to lay out all 500 stars evenly. So I'm gonna start with that, section it off, and then I'm gonna draw 500 little individual dots for where they're gonna go. And then you'll drill through the dots, feed the fiber optic cables through, and then glue them down. I think for the rest of this portion, I'm going to time lapse it. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy watching this thing come together, because this is going to look insane when it's done. So let's go get to it. All right, so let's take a look at the head unit we picked up. And then something else we did pick up was this radio interface from Crutchfield. Retained steering wheel functions, no programming, vehicle harness included. So we will have to make some little adapter plates for the side just to seal that up. Let's go ahead and start getting this thing wired up. All right, so I'll show you guys where we're at. We did run into an issue with the head unit. So the adapter harness that I got for this thing did not fit up properly. And we're still missing the little harness thing for the steering wheel controls. So I'm gonna put this on the back burner for right now. I'm gonna have to figure some other stuff out for getting that head unit in and getting everything wired up properly. Because I'll come show you. Got the original one back in just for the time being. But I think what I'm gonna do right now is work on the ambient lighting. I think I'm gonna run one all the way around that door card, maybe another one around the gauges, one around this door right here, and then I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with the fourth one. So here's a look at the ambient lighting. So you can see that right in there. That's the little light that's gonna shine through. So I just wanna kind of see how long. Oh, I think it's just one long piece. It is. Okay, so I'm gonna have to measure this thing out, figure out how long I want each section, and then yeah, I'll trim it down. We've got a total of, oh wow, we've got a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. So we could use up to 6 different pieces. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and figure out where we want to put these, get it all hooked up, get it installed, and let's take a look. So I'll show you all what we're working on right now. We just finished up the ambient lighting. So what we're gonna do now is work on getting rid of all of the orange in here. So we're gonna black out the door jambs and the doors, and then we're also gonna work on cleaning up the interior. So I'm gonna be taking these floor mats out, but I will be leaving all of these WeatherTechs with the factory mats in the car. So whoever wins this thing, you know, if you wanna go back to the WeatherTechs, you can always do that. And I've actually got my brother Carter here today.
What's up, channel? It's good to be here. I'm Carter, just returned home, so I'm happy to be a part of the channel now.
We got Carter, so you're gonna be seeing some more Carter on the channel. Yes. What do you think of this thing?
It's amazing. I've watched the videos. I've been away for a little bit, so seeing them in person, it really is a whole new experience.
It's crazy.
I'm super glad to be here, back helping.
Cooler than you thought?
Oh, absolutely.
Seeing it in person for the first time?
Absolutely. It really is amazing.
We'll have to have you take this thing out. Do you know how to drive a manual?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
That'd be a whole shenanigan.
That's all right. I just learned how to drive stick literally a few weeks ago on this thing, so
yeah,
never too late to learn.
It's worth a shot.
But yeah, holy cow, this thing looks so good. So yeah, we'll start right now by taking out these floor mats, doing a good vacuum, detailing the full interior. I'm going to clean up the wiring for the ambient lighting, tidy up a few other things, and yeah. Yep, so we're putting Carter to work.
There we go, first job. Start with an easy.
You think you can do it?
Start with an easy one. So we can tell this is not my area of expertise.
There you go.
There we go. All right, one done.
These WeatherTechs are sweet, and we do still have the factory mats as well. So take out the factory floor mats as well, Carter.
Okay.
Nice. So now let's bring the shop vac over and start cleaning this. Get those new floor mats installed in here.
Okay.
Because then also the new floor mats, they're one piece. So if you look back here at the back, you see those little wires right there?
Oh yeah.
The floor mats will cover that. Nice. So let's go grab those. Okay, so this is the rear. We'll work on this one right now.
It looks like armor.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, these are pretty cool. All right, so finishing up some of the last stuff, what I'm working on right now is just getting these LED lights swapped out. Your bulbs. Is a Q50. We'll be doing some content with that. We're gonna do a full rebuild on that thing, so stay tuned. All right, so next up what I'm gonna work on is these door jambs. So we're gonna get these things blacked out. Let's get these done real quick. All right, so we got the interior pretty much fully finished. So what we're gonna do, get this thing washed real quick because it is pretty filthy right now. And then later tonight, once it gets a little bit darker, we're gonna take this thing to the gas station and we'll give you guys a full tour and walk around with some driving footage. So cannot wait to see how this looks. You know, those few small things we did, I think really did make a big difference. And you know, they're definitely an OEM Plus upgrade, which is exactly what I was going for. Didn't wanna do anything too crazy because like I mentioned earlier, I already love this interior how it is. But I think everything that we did really wraps it up perfectly. So excited to hear what all of you think. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing washed real quick and then take it out later tonight.
There we go.
Where's the red and blue? I hate that.
What'd you do?
Oh, that's cool.
Rainbow jumping. This one. Dang it, you should have told me. I would have recorded it.
You gotta do it again. Yeah, one more time. Yep.
No way.
That's nice.
That's so clean.
The thing we still have to do is get that new harness for the head unit. So we still have the factory head unit in there, waiting on that so we can swap out that screen, add the backup camera and all that. But give you a quick little walk around. Got those door jambs done as well. So that looks way better than it did before. You know, now it looks nice and flush. You don't see any of that orange that was kind of throwing off the entire look of that as soon as you open up those doors. So having those blacked out to just go along with the entire look of the car, I think really completes that in and of itself. Got the new floor mats in there. Switched over these bulbs to some LEDs. Ambient lighting, so that I had go along the doors right here, all the way up around the gauge cluster, around the head unit and AC controls, and then even over on the back as well, we got a little bit. And then, you know, of course, we got the Starlight headliner. Something I love is all of this stuff is totally customizable. So if you don't like the headliner, you can simply just turn it off and you'd never even know it's there. I love the white. I think the white is super clean. So, you know, if you don't like the colored Starlight, you can always just rock the simple white, but it's got every single color you could possibly think of, and it even has different fade and strobe effects. So, man, I just think it turned out so clean. Seeing this thing pretty much all blacked out now with the door jambs done, you know, going along with the black wrap, looks so good. And then, you know, you get a little bit of color pop in here as well. It's kind of hard to see right now at the gas station lighting, so I'll give you guys some clips driving home, but super cool getting a little bit of color in this interior. What do you guys think?
I don't know. We've been going back and forth between I like the Charger better. No, I like the Challenger. Standing out here right now, it's kind of like, oh man, I think it's the Challenger again for me.
I know.
This thing is a beast. You look at it like this, and this thing rocks. It's so clean.
Having that 6-speed manual is just way too much fun.
I wonder if we're going to be teaching a new driver how to drive manual. No. Hope so. So if you don't know, don't let that keep you from entering this thing. It's way too cool not to enter it.
Ambient lighting is just done through an app right here on your phone. Nice. And there are so many different things you can do with these, which is a ton of fun. And what's so cool is with the interior being all black like this, you can really run any color for the Starlight headliner and the ambient lighting. What color should I do for this?
Kind of feeling like fire red. Like we're coming into 2 weeks left. It's time to get this out on the road and let it rip.
What's so cool, you know, the headlights and the SRT logo, you can change the color of those as well. So we got purple for both of these up front, and then you can match it with the purple headliner and the purple ambient lighting. So that's what, honestly, my favorite thing about this is just the fact that you can color match the ambient lighting, the headliner, the headlights, and that logo to pretty much anything you want.
So comfortable.
I know.
Like, you could feel what it feels like to be behind the wheel with a manual 6-speed. Like, get it out.
It really is. It's a driver's car.
Like,
it is totally a driver's car.
That steering wheel never gets old.
It's crazy. It is a crazy build, and the fact that this is a 2009 makes it even cooler in my opinion.
Well, it's in such great condition because whoever owned this before only put 57,000 miles on it before they ended up wrecking the engine.
Yep.
So the interior and most
interior is immaculate. Yep.
Like a car with 50,000 miles on it. It looks like that. It looks brand new.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm gonna miss this thing. I am definitely gonna miss this thing. So we have some more content coming up with this. We're gonna get some POV drives for all of you now that we got the interior pretty much finished up. A few other things we're gonna be doing to this. We're also gonna be dropping the full cost breakdown as well. So we're gonna drop a video basically going over everything we did to this Challenger. And then our last video that we're gonna be dropping is the full build. So from start to finish, we're gonna compile every single video of this thing.
Just a couple months ago, this was rolling off the trailer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wouldn't even start. We had to go.
And you cannot forget about the steering wheel. Absolutely love the carbon fiber steering wheel. We still have to do little cutouts right here. We did not get to that in this video, but we're gonna be cutting into that so we can add those steering wheel controls again.
It looks so good. It adds for such an experience in the car. That way you got the exterior, looks amazing, drives amazing. And then to complete it, you got the beautiful interior.
It's wrapped up. The exterior, like you said, looks insane, and now the interior is kind of matching with it.
Oh, for sure. It matches how amazing the exterior is.
I'm a really big fan of those floor mats that go up on the entire side. Love those, and especially with the black door jambs, I think it's just complete. It's clean.
It's ready for the countdown.
Yeah, so this thing is pretty much ready to go now. So final days, once again, to enter into the giveaway to win this thing. Once that giveaway ends on July 1st, your shot is gone forever. Go spend at least $5. Give yourself at least one shot at winning this thing. Crazy to believe this thing will belong to one of you here within a matter of days.
Behind the scenes outlook today.
Yeah.
And then there's Brandon.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, this thing really is a special car. Just want to thank all of you so much for being a part of this with us. You know, those of you who have been here since day one, watching us take delivery of this to where we are now. It's super cool to have all of you be a part of this journey with us. So stay tuned for the remaining things we have coming up with this Challenger. Stay tuned for our Charger build. We're about to get that thing running. right, y'all, well, this is going to wrap it up for today's video. So if you've made it all the way to the very end, huge props to you. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You know, this was a super fun project. You know, my dad and I had a ton of fun rebuilding this thing. We absolutely love how it turned out. You know, I love how it looks, love how it drives, and it will always have a special place in my heart because it was the very first car I learned how to drive manual on. So I am super sad to see this thing go. I am gonna miss it a ton, but I am super excited to see who's gonna take this thing home. Once again, giveaway ends July 1st. Go head on over to our website, buy anything there. You'll earn entries in, and you've got a shot at taking this thing home. So you could be the new owner of this car and in literally a matter of a few days. So go try your luck. It is at least worth the shot because once again, when that giveaway closes, your shot at winning this thing is gone forever. So you could win it for a couple dollars. Our previous two winners each spent less than $200 and took a custom car home. So go try your luck, pick a few things up, and this thing could be yours. But yeah, thank you all again so much for watching. Let us know down below what you think of the transformation. Let us know what other cars you want to see us build, and stay tuned for all of our Charger videos. So stay tuned for that, but thank you all again for watching, and I'll catch you all later.